Internally, the Note 5 is packing the Exynos 7420 and 4 gigs of RAM, while the Note 7 shares the same exact setup from the S7 with the Snapdragon 820 and 4 gigs of RAM. On paper, this may not sound like that big of an upgrade, and if you're hoping for something more like 6 gigs of RAM, you might be disappointed, but this is still plenty of power for the Note 7, and with Vulkan-supported games being released with the launch of the Note 7, you're going to get a much more powerful gaming experience over the Note 5. If you remember last year, Samsung took the 16 megapixel camera of the S6 and brought it over to the Note 5, and they've pretty much done the same thing here with this year's Note 7. The Note 7 features the same 12 megapixel camera on the rear and 5 megapixel front-facing shooter, and as we already know from the S7, this reduction in megapixels allows for better low light, and you're also getting that extremely fast dual pixel autofocus technology, so I think it's pretty safe to assume that the picture quality on the Note 7 isn't going to disappoint. Despite being the same camera sensor as the S7, the camera software did receive a little bit of a facelift. Samsung has made the interface much cleaner, and it still offers all the same features from the Note 5, but it's a lot easier to navigate now, especially with one hand, by just using swipe gestures. So you can swipe to the left to get to the camera effects, to the right to access all the different camera modes, or swipe down to switch to the front-facing camera. Both the Note 5 and Note 7 are running on Android Marshmallow, and of course, being Samsung phones, you have Samsung's TouchWiz interface on top. For the most part, the experience is exactly the same, but Samsung has done a little bit of house cleaning on the Note 7, so you'll notice things like the notification shade and settings menu look a little bit more streamlined, and they're pretty minor changes, but it definitely makes TouchWiz feel like a much cleaner experience. Another area that got cleaned up is with the note-taking applications. Back on the Note 5, there were several different apps like Action Memo, Scrapbook, and S-Note, but with the Note 7, all these apps have been consolidated into one app called Samsung Notes to simplify the experience, and it also makes the UI feel a lot less bloaty. You'll also notice that the Note 7 comes with some new and improved S Pen functionality. The screen off memo that was first introduced on the Note 5 can now be pinned to the always on display to let you see what you wrote without unlocking the phone, and the memo is also now scrollable, allowing you to write much larger memos. The Note 7's S Pen can also be used to translate text or images, magnify the screen, and create GIFs, which I could really see people having a lot of fun with, and it's probably possible for these features to come to the Note 5 in a software update, but as of right now, they're specific to just the Note 7. But what do you guys think of the Note 7 and how it compares to last year's Note 5? With an iris scanner, water resistance, improved S Pen functionality, a bigger battery, and a slightly revamped design, is it worth the upgrade? Feel free to let us know down in the comments below. Personally, I think this is the most refined Galaxy Note Samsung has ever made, and if you do decide to make the leap to 7, I don't think you'll be disappointed.